want to ask you, like, what do you think about the current schooling around the world, like a normal higher education?
It's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, do you think it's any helpful for business, or is it now you no use at all, just a degree?
Well, I do believe that there's a value in higher education. At least it can show potential employer or investor that you can work or reach some goals.
Yeah.
But in practical terms, right now, when AI can solve any issue or answer any question,
Right.
this is questionable. I mean, the
Yeah.
higher
Yeah. Yeah.
education, the essence of knowledge that you receive there, I believe that it could transform to some extent the education itself and the process how people get knowledge. But talking about how it could be applied to the work scene, it's also a good question. So it's very much depends on who is behind you and how can you use this particular person and his knowledge in reaching your goals. It very much depends. I cannot unfortunately generalize. I
Yeah.
believe that we will still have the higher institutions where people can learn how to think, how to solve the issues, and that's what should be applied in the work scene.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not against learning. I'm just wondering whether actual university teach you anything that is helpful for your startup or your business.
I can
They become
yeah.
more like employees than.
In my example, I started early when everything just began in Russia. And in my particular case, my particular education helped me a lot because even that time, so I get my higher education started to study in 2007. It was the beginning of everything, but I already was taught agile methodologies at the university, all the e-commerce stuff, all
Yeah.
the marketing, strategic approaches, and that was I was told at the university at that time. So it's a very
It's
early
helpful.
stage,
Yeah.
early
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
But it's also an exclusive situation. I was very lucky to study at my university, so I was prepared for the needs that time. Right now, I would say the basics remain the same in our domain, but I'm not sure that many universities are ready for that. But for that case, we also have AI tools, and the wise person could use it wisely.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of AI, back in the school, I mean, I'm talking about the high school, for example, not the higher one. So they teach you to do, say, you go to exams or whatever. But if you talk to another person while you're on an exam, it's cheating. It's considered cheating. But in business world, working together is how you succeed. You can't just work alone, right? There's no wolf, no lone wolf. You need to pack to succeed, right? So if you come up with 10 years of education with that mindset, you come into business, you need to switch, a little bit of gears, isn't it? What do you think?
Well, you're comparing exams with real business situations, right?
Yeah.
I think that should not be compared because the exam situation is testing how you can solve issues by yourself. And this is the whole idea with the exams. In the business context, you have way more tools to use. And if you need someone or sort of cheating, as you call it, the AI, to solve the business issue, you can't do this because it's not the test of yourself, how you can do it alone. It's the test of how you can solve the issue using everything that you have. So I would say cannot compare.
Yeah. So that's my point. So what they teaching in school is not really relevant in real world business,
I
isn't it?
think yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still on
Yeah.
the side that I believe that there's a need, and the higher education can still teach you something. That's why I believe that if you can take what they give to you at the university and in the school, then you will use it in the real life situations.
Yeah.
So that means that if you are in front of the crisis, and this is the exam situation in the core, it
Yeah.
means that if you can solve it, okay, alone with any extra tools, you can solve it in the real life context, especially if you have extra tools like AI or other people.
Yeah. 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 I mean, yes, I agree with that. And also with the university and schools, you have like you make networking. You meet people that might become your co-founders or something down the line. Yeah, so I think that's a helpful part of the.
Hi, I'm David Beckham. From Auckland, New Zealand.